there is a strong chance that we are finally getting more color versus color jersey matchups. So far this season, we have had two, which is more than we usually get. Earlier this season, we had the Red Wings and the Rangers wear their Centennial jerseys, and the same thing with the Rangers and the Blackhawks. This allowed for that beautiful red versus blue colored jersey matchup. And judging by the reaction to them online, the reaction was pretty good from fans. And it turns out the NHL might actually be listening to their fans. Because at the most recent NHL Board of Governors meetings, this was actually one of the topics that was brought up, and apparently it had a lot of people in favor of the idea. Now, look, this is obviously not a new concept. We have seen these types of color versus color jersey matchups before. Probably the most well known example is the 2014 Winter Classic between the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs. But again, looking at that game, it's red versus blue. However, one that I think gets forgotten about is the outdoor game at Lake Tahoe when the Bruins wore their reverse retro 1.0 jersey when they took on the Philadelphia Flyers, who also wore their reverse retro 1.0 jersey, meaning we had an all gold jersey going up against a predominantly orange jersey. And that game also looked really, really freaking good. Now, obviously, it's not going to work for every NHL team. You're obviously not going to have the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Boston Bruins and have them both wear their dark jerseys. That's just not going to work. But I do think that it is worth noting that the NHL actually brought this up at one of their meetings. So clearly they see this as something that the fans want and something that we might actually be getting again. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be red versus blue. I'm not saying that it has to be once every week, but if we get a couple sprinkled in throughout the course of the season, that'll be really nice. And not just for these special games with original six teams this year and it being their centennial season for most of them, and not just used for special events like outdoor games and all-star games and stuff like that. Another example of a color versus color jersey matchup would be last year's Four Nations tournament, where the only team that didn't wear their predominant color was Finland. Finland was the only team that had an all-white jersey for that tournament. You had the USA jersey in the navy blue, you had the red Canadian jersey, and you had the all gold yellow Sweden jersey. So maybe, just maybe, that was the NHL kind of test running the idea of having more color versus color jersey matchups. We do know that they have kind of used that in the past. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Four Nations tournament was also used as a bit of a test run when it comes to color versus color jersey matchups. Again, it didn't just allow the red versus blue matchup. Obviously, we got that with the US and Canada, but we also saw Canada and Sweden played against each other, and that jersey matchup looked fantastic on the ice. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. Do you want to see more color versus color jersey matchups in the NHL? Let me know why you do, let me know why you don't, and if you do, let me know some of the jersey matchups that you would love to see down below in the comments. And if you want some extra content from myself, I strongly suggest going to our bio, clicking the Linktree link. That is the only link in the bio for a reason, and that is because it will take you to all of the social media platforms that we are currently on. I do strongly suggest going and checking out the Instagram page. That is how this entire thing started, so Instagram does get a little more love than X does, but we are also on X as well. So again, if you want some extra content, go check out the Linktree link. Only link in bio for a reason. Again, it'll take you to wherever you want to go. So with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Both are free. Both really help out the channel a lot. And of course, if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here, because it genuinely means the world to me. And as always, stay tuned for more Jersey content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.